I'm John Carrington, and welcome to Top of the Morning.
And I'm Jen and we're looking for a really exciting show today.
Yeah, we're here on top of the World Trade Center in downtown Baltimore. We have beautiful view and beautiful guests, and we're here with Mr. Tom Reyes and Ed Kernan, and they have a wonderful band. Tell us about the band.
Well, the band's name is Lovecraft. We got the name from the author H.P. Lovecraft, who was a famous science fiction writer early part of the century. And we're a jazz band. The band's name is Lovecraft, and the name comes from the author H.P. Lovecraft, who was a science fiction writer early part of this century. And the band is a jazz band, and we play jazz standards and some originals. And we were trying to think of a name for the band, and we thought about, playing jazz is kind of a craft, and jazz for the most part is love music. So Lovecraft, and that's how we got the name. Nothing to do with the store in town, but I'm sure they got the name the same place as well. We were formed in 1999. Ed has been with me since 1999, and him and I go back a number of years. They sort of play here in town 6 nights a week in a club where karaoke and disc jockeys kind of destroyed the market.
You certainly made our April 4th event major success. Everybody truly loved the music.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we enjoyed playing that. In fact, the benefit was for Meals on Wheels in our segment that we played for, and Ed happens to be a part-time driver for them, volunteers for Meals on Wheels. So tell them a little bit about that.
Well, I work for Social Security Administration. I'm a federal employee, and obviously they support Meals on Wheels and drive for them usually once or twice a month. And it's a nice way to become involved in the community and give a little something back and help people who need it. So I got involved with Meals on Wheels several years ago. Linda DeBlaze, a friend of mine, is the local coordinator, and she's a very good recruiter. She gets everybody involved.
Well, you make everybody happy. The band, the Meals on Wheels. In fact, we have a scene from the gala when you guys performed.
Okay.
Let's look at it.
We're going to do something we didn't plan to do this first tune. Got a lot of friends in the house, poets and artists, and we're going to do something we're going to bring somebody up to represent all you guys, because I can't get all you guys up here. There's too many damn poets in the house, I'll tell you that. But you know this guy, he's a local celebrity. He's on the airways just like Doc Manning, and his name is the son of Bill Harvey. He's going to read a poem, and we're going to play something underneath him. It's been back to tradition back in the 50s when you used to have poetry and jazz together. That whole Beat Generation thing. So without further ado, good evening, everybody. Good evening.
audio is Reason Without Ego. Jamal in LA being techno drums in the Baltimore Cage. The color of audio is the recovery of stolen moments, stolen records, and the say-so on our corners. And so, if there are no more blues, my friends, then what is the color of our pain? Will there be a golden glow in Gil's cell? Will he tell us on his way back from the other side? And what magic does Condoleezza use to break chains of cryptic choices? What color is what's going on now? And how do we color those who attempt to raise explosions and sand lights from their hair? Is it purple, red, or green? Is it Marvin or just you? Sometimes it's the last night walkabout for misguided shaman in Sears poncho. It's what becomes of the broken hearted, isn't it? The color of touch, the color of audio is the best of time. It's a whole roller, rockin', rockin', rockin' a little while. The color of audio is sunrise on the skyway. Supply with morning sermons of soul, stereo and drive. The anti-wallflower sound of the good doctor. The high priest in the swinging coterie, bringing the soul back. The color of audio is in the eyes of our children, whispering promises of the future. The color of audio echoes the voices of our ancestors' eternal secrets. The color of audio is the death of unconsciousness. The color of audio is the death of unconsciousness. The color of audio is the death of unconsciousness. The color of audio is the death of unconsciousness. I said, the color of audio is the death of unconsciousness. The color of audio is the day we claim destiny.
Feel holy, all the artists in the house, that's for you.
That's powerful. You're ready for prime time. I love it.
Beautiful music.
Well, we love playing. The main thing is, instead of the money so much, is just, the joy of playing, especially if you're playing jazz, because it's a lot of hard work to learn how to play that particular brand of music, because you're, asked to compose in the moment, as a jazz musician, you're like composing right there, where a classical musician will have something written out, play up the page. This is strictly from the heart, from the mind, right there, based on whatever the chord changes of the song are at that time.
What has been the highlight of the band's career so far? Movie contracts, lead singers for major stars.
Well, we don't have any singers. That's one of the nice things about playing jazz, right?
Well, we have a CD that's about to be released. That I
That's
would
very
certainly
exciting.
call that a high point. It's not out yet.
What's the name of your...
Has it been named?
It's untitled.
Untitled?
It's recorded and in the editing process, but it will be released sometime this year. So hopefully we can come back and talk about that.
Well, let's take a break. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. See you in a moment. welcome back. Tom, we really want to talk about Gimme Shelter.
Oh, great. Well, Gimme Shelter is an organization that was started in 1995 by Mark Carlosotto. It's a group of artists, poets, musicians, visual artists, and what we do is we're like a homeless advocacy. We do performances to benefit the homeless. Nobody gets paid or anything. We're just doing it strictly from the heart. It's our way of giving back to the community and the city.
It's consciousness raising of a sort, calling interest and attention to the situation of the homeless.
Well, I want to thank you guys for being a part of Top of the Morning, and of course, Top of the Morning means that you're doing something that's worth hearing, and we love what you're doing. Gimme Shelter, help with the gala, driving Meals on Wheels. Thank you ever so much.
It's our pleasure.
Truly a pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you for having us.
We look forward to having you again.
See you in a moment. It's Don Carrington, and it's Top of the Morning, and here we are at the top of the World Trade Building in downtown Baltimore, Maryland.
And I'm Chair Anderson, and top of the morning to you.
And we're going to have a great time talking to our friends from Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We have with us Mary Wright, Cindy Wyatt, and Raymond Jester. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, they're helping the community. Let's give them a big hand here. Yeah, welcome to Top of the Morning.
Glad to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Mary Wright, tell us about Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Yes, well, Big Brothers and Big Sisters has been around in existence in Central Maryland since 1952, so we're celebrating our 52nd year.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, it's been
birthday.
wonderful. And we are a premier one-to-one mentoring organization celebrating the lives of children, really. So.
All right, well, you need volunteers. Talk about the benefits of being a volunteer.
Sure. I'll let Cindy talk a little bit about our Bigs in School program, but the community one-to-one match, which is what most people are familiar with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, offers an individual to have a child basically 2 months out of the year, or excuse me, 2 weeks out of a month, excuse me,
I'm with you.
2 weeks out of a month to basically mentor, keep up with the child, and talk to them and provide support. But I'll let Cindy talk a little bit about having mentors in our program as well.
The Bigs in School program is a wonderful opportunity for local businesses to get involved in their community, encourage their employees to volunteer. We match businesses with local schools, typically elementary and middle schools, and the volunteers come in and mentor one-on-one for an hour each week during the school year. And it's a way that we're able to reach more children in Central Maryland that we couldn't necessarily with the community program. So people who don't have the time outside work hours, maybe they have young children, second jobs, can't give the time to the community program, can still make the difference in the life of a child, still make a difference, and do a good job helping and being a role model in the child's life.
I know someone that was doing that yesterday, actually.
Great.
She was a mentor with your program.
Great. We like to hear that. We like to get the word out.
She had a 17-year-old girl that she was looking out for.
Sure.
Wow.
We have over 1,100 volunteers in our program, and this year, by June, we're looking to have 1,300, so
That's
wish us
wonderful.
well.
Yay.
Yes.
I can volunteer. I just visited Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
Had a 9-year-old girl. It was wonderful.
Yes, and one of the best qualities about Big Brothers Big Sisters is that we really take our time to make the match, and we have a case manager who follows your match, and at least for a year, and make sure that everything is okay and all questions gets answered, and we do the background checks and make sure the child is safe, and that really sets our program apart.
All right, give me a success story. Give me a success story. Where has a match worked and we have a result that you can talk about?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go. Oh, gee, there's so many. It's hard to imagine, but I have a situation where a little girl was living with her mother in Baltimore, and it was a very bad environment. And fortunately, she was able to move in with her grandparents, was matched with one of my Bigs in School volunteers with a local employer. It went so well from September on that about 2 months ago, they decided to mentor in the community as well. So this little girl has a mentor that comes to see her once a week at school, helps with schoolwork, hangs out, spends time, plays games, talks, and then they have the opportunity to also meet in the community program. It's a big help for everybody, including the grandparents. And the little girl just adores her big sister and just lives to have her come visit at the school.
And this is one more child involved in something positive that's going to be the end result of another citizen making a positive contribution.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more about the wonderful things that are happening with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Welcome back to Top of the Morning, and here we are with our friends from Big Brothers and Sisters. Question, what are your new programs?
Sure. Let me tell you about the Amachi program. It is fantastic, and we're very proud. It's a city-based program. It's a faith-based program, and I would like Raymond to just talk about that a little bit more in detail.
The Amachi program started in 2000 with a number of people from Philadelphia. It started in Philadelphia, the University of Pennsylvania, and the private public ventures, as well as the former mayor of that city, Wilson Good, did a study to check and see people in jail. It's a fairly new program. We're in 37 states, 103 cities across the country, and we have a hunger for this because on any given day, 7.3 million children have a parent who is incarcerated or under some type of state or federal supervision, which leaves the child with no parents. Some children have one or both parents incarcerated, and so that's a kind of messed up situation for that young person. And a lot of these children are either in single parents' homes, their grandparents are raising them, or they are in foster care systems.
So the parent is not available to the child. So Big Brothers Big Sisters provide standing kind of a person to be a role model and a mentor for the child. Is that how this works?
Correct, because what we're finding out is that a lot of times if the parent is not active in their life, or we can get some type of mentor or role model in their life, what these children do is kind of repeat the same behavior that their parent has done, and so they end up incarcerated too. So what Big Brothers and Big Sisters, as well as the Amachi program, comes to intervene or provide some type of prevention or preventative measures for them not to get involved in that. One of the stories that Wilson Good tells is that when he went to a prison, there was 3 generations in that one prison. The grandfather was there, the son was there, and the grandson was there. And so we don't ever want this to happen again. And the youngest son said that the first time I'll probably see my son is in here too. So here we have 3 generations in prison, and we don't want to see that happen again. So the Amachi program is on behalf of the children to try to prevent that from going on. And we go to different prisons throughout the country, talking to inmates, trying to get them to refer their children, as well as talking to pastors and local churches in our community in Baltimore to try to get pastors on board, because many of these children are living right in these churches, communities, and are in some of the congregations. So what we're trying to do is get pastors motivated and people motivated to spend 1 hour once a week, once a year. That's it. 1 hour once a week, once a year. And this model has been proven. These mentors stay in these young people's lives, and we're noticing a phenomenal change in their life across the country.
But what does it take to be a mentor?
Well, that's our great partnership with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. They have to go through the same training and the same background checks. So you're dealing with criminal background checks, you're dealing with training, mentee versus the mentor matches. And so Big Brothers and Big Sisters plays a major part in that, of getting that person qualified to become a mentor, which is not hard, but we want to make sure that these young people don't go through more trauma in their life. We can't just allow anybody in their life because they've, as you know, been through enough. So there's a great screening process that we have to go through and link them up.
How long does the training take to become a mentor?
It would probably vary on that particular individual. Some have experiences and things like that, so it would probably vary. But it's not a hard process for anyone who wants to become a mentor, a caring adult, to be placed in this young person's life.
How can our listeners contact you for either services to be rendered or to provide you with the mentor?
Yes, actually, the way that our volunteers get involved is the parent the parent needs to call for the child, and that's where it begins. The parent needs to call 410-243-4000 on to www.biglittle.org. In both locations, they can sign up, send in their application to be involved, have their student or their child involved. Now, the volunteer, on the other hand, just needs to call and go through the background check. And it does take a good, I think, months, because we do an extreme secure background check on these people. So, it's fairly simple, but yet it is a process. So.
Well, Cindy and Mary, I want to check out the program also. How do you support all this?
It's wonderful, actually. Fundraising. We have 3 major fundraisers a year, and we have a golf tournament, which is your standard, where the CEO can bring out, their executives and bring in people, and that's a partnership with Arby's this year, as well as the Southern Maryland Big Brothers Big Sisters, and that's what we're gearing up for in June. And then in September, we do our gala, which is wonderful because we invite the community. We have usually a community leader who we honor, and everything around that program supports that person. And that is where you'll come out and you'll actually visit and see the matches together, and that supports the program. And that particular benefit goes to support, all of the money raised in that benefit goes to support program, whether it be the Amachi program or whether it be the Bigs in School program or the community-based program. So what happens also with the Bigs in School program is any corporation can call and want the mentors to come to their school. And, with Amachi, we need the pastors and we need the congregations to give us a call if they would like to see the program in addition. But fundraising, it does take the community's support and efforts. Bowling is really big, and I must say that's the most fun in fundraising. So,
Well, we have viewers who might want to do something for you. How can they send what they would love to give you directly?
most certainly, I would recommend right in the middle of our bowling season, so if they want to log on to www.biglittlebowl.kintera, and that's KINTERA.org, they can see our bowling program. Right now, we're in full swing, we're right in the middle of it, and they can make a donation straight online. If they'd like to just go to biglittle.org, they can make a donation online. We do recommend that you keep your eyes open for when our gala is, and bring people out to that as well, and purchase a table and things like that.
Can they also send in a check directly to Big Brothers
They
Big Sisters?
certainly can. We accept all kinds of donations, cost and everything, So.
Oh, and I just want to thank you, Mary, thank you, Cindy, thank you, Raymond. And thank you for watching Top of the Morning. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
I'm Jan Gerson, at Top of the Morning. We'll see you next time.
I'm John Carrington. Bye-bye.